13 Bankruptcy Myths. What you think you know about bankruptcy could be keeping you in debt. Presented by Mazur, PA, a Coral Gables, Florida-based bankruptcy law firm serving individuals and families throughout Miami-Dade County and Broward County, Florida. Bankruptcy Myth 1. You lose everything you own when you file a bankruptcy. This is simply not true. Bankruptcy allows you to keep your property. Outside of bankruptcy, you could lose your property to creditors, but once you have filed for bankruptcy, you and your property are protected. Bankruptcy exemptions that allow you to keep property vary from state to state, and you should consult with an attorney in your area to properly advise you on the laws in your jurisdiction. Bankruptcy exemptions provide for assets that you can keep, and some assets like pensions, 401ks, and IRAs are beyond the reach of bankruptcy trustees and creditors. Bankruptcy doesn't always wipe out liens, which means if you want to continue to keep the property, for example a home or a car, you will need to continue to pay the loans on that property. Bankruptcy Myth 2. Married couples must file together. Not true. Spouses can file a joint case, or they can file a case separately. They do not have to file together. If only one spouse files, careful attention is required to understand what property will be treated as property of the bankruptcy estate. A bankruptcy attorney will be essential to individuals finding themselves in this situation. Bankruptcy Myth 3. Filing for bankruptcy hurts your credit for 10 years. Not true. Bankruptcy stays on your credit about 7 to 10 years. Although the bankruptcy will stay on your credit, you can start rebuilding your credit once your bankruptcy is discharged. Making current, full payments on debt is one way to start building your credit while you are still in bankruptcy. Once you are out of bankruptcy, make sure that you watch your income to debt ratio and try not to finance more than 40% of your credit limit. Bankruptcy Myth 4. You will never be able to own property again. This is simply not true. You will get credit card offers and be extended credit right after the discharge of your bankruptcy. There are also creditors that will lend to you while you are in bankruptcy. You will be able to purchase whatever you can afford and whatever creditors are willing to lend you credit for. Bankruptcy Myth 5. You can never get credit again. Not true. You will start establishing credit from day one. Bankruptcy wipes out debt, which in turn helps your credit score. By making timely payments on the property that you choose to keep, you also show a record of good credit. You will be able to get credit as soon as your bankruptcy is discharged, and in some cases even sooner while you are still in your bankruptcy. Bankruptcy Myth 6. You are a bad person for filing bankruptcy. This is ridiculous. It's not true. There is a reason that over 1 million people file for bankruptcy each year in the United States, and it is not because they are bad people. Bankruptcy is a solution to help good people who are going through a very bad time. It provides hardworking people with the fresh start that they deserve, but that they are unable to obtain without help. Bankruptcy Myth 7. You can pick and choose what to put into bankruptcy. Unfortunately, this is not true. You do have to list all of your debts that you owe and the property that you own. You cannot discriminate between creditors, even if you want to keep paying them. It is good that you want to continue to pay your creditors, but it is still mandatory to include that debt in your bankruptcy. If you feel like paying on that debt after bankruptcy, then go ahead, but you will not be obligated to do so. Bankruptcy Myth 8. It's hard to file for bankruptcy. Not true if you are working with a bankruptcy attorney. There is a lot of paperwork involved, but having a skilled attorney working with you makes the process much smoother. Bankruptcy Myth 9. You can't get rid of back taxes in bankruptcy. This depends. You can get rid of income taxes that are more than 3 years old by filing bankruptcy. There are several qualifications that have to be met in order for these taxes to be wiped out, but having a portion of those taxes wiped out is better than having none at all. In addition, sales taxes must be repaid and cannot be wiped out by filing bankruptcy. Bankruptcy Myth 10. You can only file bankruptcy once. This is not true. You can file for bankruptcy as many times as you like, although you are limited by how often you can receive a discharge. You can receive a discharge from a Chapter 7 bankruptcy once every 8 years. You can receive a discharge from a Chapter 13 bankruptcy every 2 years. If you get discharged in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you have to wait 6 years before getting a discharge from a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. If you get a Chapter 13 discharge, then you need to wait 4 years to get discharged from a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. However, there is no waiting period if your case is dismissed. You can file back-to-back bankruptcies should you choose to do so. Bankruptcy Myth 11. Creditors can still harass you if you file for bankruptcy. This is not true. When the bankruptcy is filed, automatic protection is put onto you and all of your property instantly. Creditors are not allowed to contact you for any reason, which includes calling or even billing you. If they persist in harassing you, you do have remedies available through the federal bankruptcy laws. Bankruptcy Myth 12. Filing bankruptcy causes more family trouble and divorce. Usually, this is not true. Bankruptcy eliminates debt, thereby eliminating financial stress. Filing bankruptcy is the solution to the problem, not an additional problem. Although making the decision to file bankruptcy might be a difficult one, the relief provided by filing bankruptcy will lift a huge weight off of you and your family. The absence of financial stress will give your relationship a fighting chance. Bankruptcy Myth 13. Everyone will know you filed for bankruptcy. This is simply not true. Bankruptcy is public record, but unless you are a prominent official or a celebrity, people are not going to go looking for your bankruptcy filing. The only people who are going to know that you filed bankruptcy are those people who you tell and those who have access to the bankruptcy court record system. There is nothing to be ashamed of for filing bankruptcy. Find out if bankruptcy is right for you. If you are interested in finding out more about bankruptcy and what it could do for your specific situation, contact Matthew Mazur, PA, today for a free consultation. To receive your free consultation with Bankruptcy Attorney Matthew Mazur, call 305-4-NO-DEBT. That's 305-466-3328.